Incoming subspace signal.
You are watching Central Valley Geeks. Please welcome our host and resident geeks, Scott and Shawn.
I'm back, baby!
We are the Central Valley Geeks. My name is Scott. This is Shawn. We're going to talk about episode 7 of Ahsoka, Dreams and Madness. And I really think I want to have some kind of segment or segue here. Kind of like make something, put a logo or something. I don't know. I want to make it special. When I say the name Dreams and Madness, before we talk about the show, I want some kind of animation right here. But we are in the OG galaxy. We are at Hera's court martial, where she is talking to Mon Mothma, Senator Ziona, and some other people. I don't know if we actually ever learned their names. And Ziona is pissed because Hera didn't follow their orders. And Hera is very specific, and she's like, no, I didn't ignore the Council's orders. I ignored your orders.
I see. And you protected the New Republic by ignoring direct orders.
No, I protected the New Republic by ignoring you.
And that's like in the background. You totally hear the mic drop. Oh, damn! I might have to even put in this clip right here that goes, oh, damn. And right as they're like, Ziona's pissed, and they're like, do you have any proof, anything? And she's like, no. They're like literally about to throw down the gavel. I think the gavel
I motion that General Syndulla be court-martialed for...
may have already been thrown down, and they're going to court-martial her when we get C-3PO.
Pardon the intrusion, but identification. I do not need to show you identification. I am C-3PO.
We finally get an OG character in episode 7 of Ahsoka. C-3PO's cool. He comes in, he name drops Senator Organa. He says that Senator Organa authorized this mission, and she authorized it without knowing that Xiono held a vote without her. So not only did Leia save Hera's ass, but she also completely threw Xiono under the bridge, and I loved it. Or under the bus, not under the bridge. We'll throw him off the bridge and under a bus.
There you go.
And then after it's all settled, Mon Mothma comes up to Hera, and she's like, I know Senator Organa didn't approve of this. What the hell are you two playing at? And Hera's like, she did approve it eventually. And then Mon Mothma's like, is this like a legit... Should we be worried? And Hera's like, we should plan for the worst and hope for the best. So yeah, Hera's telling the New Republic to prepare for Thrawn's return. Let's see how well that turns out. I'm gonna guess, since I've seen The Force Awakens, that it's not gonna work out very well. Then we cut to Ahsoka. We finally have Ahsoka again. It has been one complete episode since we have seen Ahsoka.
In this war, you will face more than just droids. General Grievous, Asajj Ventress, even Count Dooku.
And she's training with a holographic Anakin. He's walking around her, telling her that she needs certain kinds of training, and that she's going to find herself against Count Dooku and Ventress, and possibly General Grievous. I don't remember if he saes that one or not.
I think he does.
We see Dooku and Grievous in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. We never get Ventress in live action. It kind of would have been cool if we got Ventress live action in a flashback. That would have been cool. But Ventress was Count Dooku's apprentice after he joined the Sith. So that's where her reference comes into play. Hu Yang still thinks it's a long shot that they're going to end up in the right system, or he thinks it's a long shot that they're going to end up in the right system, let alone the planet. He's like, none of our star charts are going to be worth anything, and we don't know anything about where we're going. And they do jump out of hyperspace. Some shit's happening outside the space whale. So they exit the space whale and they find out that they've exited hyperspace in a minefield. Isn't it the Purgle's job to know if there's stuff in their way?
No, they wouldn't know there's anything there, especially if it's
Mines?
not connected to the Force, really, like, or navigation, probably. I think they just kind of can sense it. Like they're Force sensitive, but I don't think they like had the danger sense and stuff that like Jedi can hone. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or they did, and they knew what they were doing, and it was to get her to the planet because they didn't warp away until she was far enough in. Notice they didn't start warping away right away.
They didn't warp away until Hu Yang said something. Oh, at least they're providing cover,
Yeah.
and then they warp
And
away.
then they walked away.
And then Ahsoka's like, thanks for jinxing it.
But they did provide cover pretty well for a while.
But
on purpose almost. And the mines did jack shit to them anyways. I wanted to see what weapon they had on the planet that was taking them out. They never show us. Those mines were worthless.
What weapon on the planet that takes them out?
I want to see how they were taking out the bigger whales. Those mines wouldn't take out those big whales.
What makes you think that they were taking out whales?
All the damn dead whales.
The planet's a graveyard.
I get that, but
this
all
is
those
where
mines.
They go to die.
I get that. But the mines, and the way he says to shoot them if they come out or whatever, like it made it seem like
he says to kill with prejudice or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then they never actually do.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see like if he had an actual weapon to shoot at them, an ion cannon or something, you know.
Oh damn! What's the name of that weapon from Voyager that the Doctor makes up?
Oh, his
photonic cannon.
Photonic cannon.
Activate the photonic cannon.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of my favorite. It's my favorite. One of my favorite episodes by far.
Anyways, yeah. Robert Picardo, you're cool. Hey, and now we're gonna go to our non-paid sponsor. This is the Geordie Bear.
Geordie LeBear.
This is Geordie LeBear from Lower Decks. He's got a cool visor. I like my Geordie Bear.
Is it from Lower Decks?
It was from Lower Decks. But he was available only for sale at Mission Chicago, so I ordered him
online. He didn't wear this visor in Lower Decks though.
Okay, so in the first season of Lower Decks, the episode where Boimler has a girlfriend, earlier in that episode, there's a character that's holding the bear.
Ah, thank you. That makes sense then. Okay.
So, if you want a Lower Decks Geordie LeBear, LaForge Bear, go online because that's the only place you're gonna get it because
it's still pretty awesome.
And now back to our currently Star Wars video. What?
Currently scheduled program.
Yes. Ahsoka engages battle with a couple fighters, and then she dodges them in the debris field. Thrawn finds out from Morgan that Ahsoka was Anakin Skywalker's apprentice, and knowing what he knows about Anakin Skywalker, he actually pulls back his fighters, because since he knows everything about everyone, he's able to defeat people by knowing their strategies. Like he can look at the artwork of a civilization and use their artwork to figure out how to destroy them. Go watch Rebels if you want more information on that, because I don't understand it myself. Anyways, we see Thrawn find out Ahsoka's Anakin's apprentice. We are 99.9% sure that Thrawn knows Anakin turned into Darth Vader, and more so in a upcoming comic, we actually see Thrawn and Vader working together, and supposedly in the comic, Thrawn will tell Vader or heavily insinuate that he knows he was Anakin. So then it's going to be a 100% thing. We find out, we cut from that, and we see Sabine and Ezra driving in their, I'm just going to call it a motorhome. The motorhome, and tiny little Toda waves it at Sabine, a cute little turtle guy. And then Shawn had some thoughts on the turtle people, so I'm gonna let Shawn tell us his thoughts on the. Oh, you never told us your random ass theory, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, he told us his random ass theory.
No, the turtle people. I just think it's funny. It's another small race in Star Wars that's very good at building technology bullshit. That's all. I just think that's hilarious.
Oh, okay.
We see them repairing the ship later,
Mm-hmm.
and like their little technological little hovel things that they drive around in and whatnot are kind of cool. I just think it's funny. That's all.
Oh, okay.
It's another like just what was the
The
last one we
Anzellans?
just watched? Where there was another was it Mandalorian or
You're talking about the Anzellans?
yeah, the little guys that
Yeah.
were yeah. It just always seems
The
it's just funny.
Anzellans.
That is a typical
My
Star
wife-
Wars thing to do. That's all.
My wife's favorite saying from that episode is "Bad baby, no squeezy."
There you go.
Not only is it her favorite saying from that episode, but she has a shirt that says it, and I even got her a birthday cake that had Baby Yoda, Grogu, on it, and it said "Bad baby, no squeezy."
Nice.
So with that, the turtle people, I like them.
Oh, they're cool. Yeah.
Yeah, the turtle people are cool. I like that they
Crab people. They're hermit crabs.
see
They're hermit crabs.
yeah, they do kind of have,
They're straight up
and
hermit crabs.
they have the antenna.
Yeah, that's why I call them crab people. Also from South Park, but crab people.
I don't watch.
Taste like chicken, look like people. Crab people.
Are you eating Zoidberg?
Fuck yeah, I would. With some butter and some what's that stuff called? Epinephrine or whatever the shot is.
So we find out. So we find Sabine and Ezra talking. We find out that Sabine has filled Ezra in on what's happened since he's left. She's filled him in on some of the information. We find out that she told him about the Death Star and about a couple other things. And then Ezra makes a comment that so the Emperor's dead, and because Dave Filoni is trying to fix J.J. Abrams' mistakes, he has Sabine answer, "That's what they say." So she's trying to sow in doubt that there's like maybe a group of people that are refusing to acknowledge that he's dead. Like maybe they're the Elvis worshippers. I don't know. No, we're 50 years past Elvis's death, and people still think he's alive.
Island with Tupac.
Yeah. So, I think that's a little bit about what's going on there. Then we see one of the Noti vehicles get damaged by bandits who come and attack. And I couldn't remember the name of it. But you know when you're watching an old Western and they circle
the wagon.
They circle the wagon.
They literally call it circle the wagons.
Okay, cool.
There's no name. That's literally it. Circle the wagons.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I loved it.
Because I was looking online last night for what is that circle called? Couldn't find it. There is no name for it
that I know of. But
yeah,
circling
okay.
the wagons. It's yep.
But that's cool. That they showed them doing that, because then that shows the community is all engaged in protecting each other. Okay, so we see Ahsoka talking to Hu Yang about something that they've done before. I don't remember what location it was, but he knows exactly what she's talking about. She goes to the little drop down stairs thing, and she tells him to turn off the stairs so they like collapse, and then she just like slides down the ramp, and then she starts fighting with Balin. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm sorry.
Go stick fight.
Makes me think of Roger when he's on ecstasy. Ahsoka jumps out of her ship, and she is immediately greeted by Balin. They exchange pleasantries before dueling. Then we jump over to Ezra and Sabine. They are out of their mobile home, and Sabine goes to hand Ezra the lightsaber, and he's like, "No, I'm good. I got the Force as my ally," and then gets this crazy look in his face. Kind of weird. I think he may have actually lost a little bit, but not quite as crazy as the guy from.
He's had crabs for the last 7 to 10 years.
That's true. That's gonna make anyone. That's gonna make anyone pissed off. He turns down his lightsaber, saying that he's going to use the Force as his ally. And it's actually not bad. He is able to use the Force to knock some of the bandits away and into sides of the motorhomes. And then when Shin comes in, that's when it gets really cool, because he actually uses the Force to stop her blade mid-swing. And I'm going to put a picture of it right here, maybe over Shawn's face, because we don't need to see that. He uses you can see the force radiating through her lightsaber, and it actually ripples out like it's being pushed away. I love the detail of that. There's just such tiny little detail like that that some people don't pay attention to or see, but for people like me who do, that effort is not wasted. Dave Filoni, and I don't know who the director of this episode is, but it was appreciated. I enjoyed that. And then he's using the force to attack her. Oh, I forgot to mention in, I believe it was the previous episode, or possibly earlier in this episode, Balin tells Shin that they're gonna go on different paths, that she needs to follow her path and go back with them so she can get her power, and he's gonna remain here. That's why Shin is fighting with herself and Balin's off by himself. Um, and then we cut back to Balin and Ahsoka fighting. They're actually doing not a bad fight. And flat out, Balin tells her that she cannot defeat him, and Ahsoka agrees with him. She flat out says, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. I don't need to defeat you." And then immediately after she says that, Hu Yang blasts shots out of the sky, kicking up a bunch of dirt. And Ahsoka uses this as a chance to escape from him, and she steals his howler, and she rides off towards Sabine and Ezra. Then we go back to Sabine and Ezra, and the stormtroopers have arrived that were called for, that I also forgot to mention. But as they arrive and they surround everyone, Ezra stops everything. He's like, wait! Don't you guys want to take us as prisoners?" I think he's trying to be funny, but it just came off as lame. But
well, he was trying to stall, and that was the only thing you can think of, I guess. But yeah, it was kind of lame.
Yeah, he was trying to stall. He didn't know Ahsoka was coming, so he didn't know what he was stalling for. But right after that, Ahsoka rides through. She knocks a couple stormtroopers off of their feet, and then everyone starts fighting. It's pretty cool. And then Thrawn is watching the battle from afar. I call it his war room. He's watching it, and he's like, you know what? Balin's not there. And we've already lost some troopers, so we're going to go ahead and call these troopers back, and these are acceptable losses. We're going to bring everyone else back.
And get on out of here.
Yeah, and they do that. Shin doesn't follow, which is weird. I honestly, I thought she was going to follow them. But after the night troopers leave, Ahsoka gives Shin a chance to join her. She says, "Lay down your weapon and join us." And Shin basically says, "Fuck you!" And she runs in the opposite direction, jumps on her howler, and Ahsoka's like, "Whatever, bye." She don't even care. She's like, "That's not my problem anymore."
Yep.
Yeah. Then after she ditches, Sabine is shocked that Ahsoka is alive. She literally says, I thought you were dead." And then Ezra is shocked that Sabine thought she was dead, because Sabine did not share that knowledge with Ezra. And Ahsoka is actually really cool about Sabine's, I'm gonna call it at this point, treachery.
I don't think it was. She was following the Force. The Force literally was telling her it's okay. The whole time she was being pulled by the Force to Ezra. Like, I thought that was clearly pointed out.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I didn't.
she's been getting messages from Ezra. That's why she's been pushing so hard. Like, she knew he was alive.
Well, yeah, she knew he was
The
alive.
Force is guiding her to him. Like, and I think Ahsoka understood that, and that's why she's like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's roll."
Well, that's something we need to discuss in the next video.
Yeah, okay.
But Ahsoka's cool. She doesn't get mad at Sabine or anything. She seems very happy to see them, and Ahsoka's like, "How could I be dead and miss this reunion?" And then her and Ezra have a big hug. That hug makes sense. The break between when they see each other and when they actually embrace, they are fighting literally until the moment, almost the moment that they embrace. That is how the hug should have been with Ezra and Sabine. Also, there shouldn't have been the "I'm the cool guy" leaning against the wall. It's your family. You're not the cool guy with
like
your
you said,
family.
he knew she was going to be there. So He even said, "I knew you'd be here."
He said, "I knew I could count on you."
Yeah.
That's like me saying, "I know I can count on my wife to do the dishes." Yeah, she's gonna do it, but is she gonna do it today or is she gonna do it in 20 years?
One of these days, it's gonna happen. It might be done with gasoline and a lighter, but it's gonna happen.
But hey, that is episode 7 of Ahsoka. We're gonna end the video right there.